Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Daily Insight. Today, we have the instructor for social media marketing at Ateneo Business Resource Center. We have with us Jason Dumante. Hello, good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Randy. Thank you for having me.
Yes, so today we are going to be talking about a special topic, how to harness the power of video on social media.
Yeah.
So this is a very important topic to you.
Yes, because for my career, I've been creating videos, both for TV and online, and I really believe that video is the way to go on social media because people love video. In fact, half of the mobile data traffic around the world are just for watching video on social media.
Yes, and I think half of that is the Philippines watching videos.
A lot of us are actually
yeah.
watching video on social media. So it's it's a great tool for entrepreneurs and even for influencers to craft their messages, tell a story, and that is why I advocate people to tell their own stories or to tell their brand stories on social media using videos.
Yes. Before we go into that topic, let's learn a little bit more about yourself, about your background. How did you learn all of this information about videos and social media?
I used to work as a broadcast journalist and as a TV director in another network, ABS-CBN.
Yes.
And then after that, in 2010, I worked as the lead for video for Yahoo South Asia. And this is the time wherein the Yahoo videos are on YouTube.
Yes.
So, we have to crawl our way back into creating our own platform for video because I really believe when I joined Yahoo and they asked me create videos for our social media, for digital market, and it's a challenge for me because it's never been done before. It's never been done before, especially on our region. And I really believe that Asians, particularly, we have a lot of stories to tell. We have a lot of good stories to tell. And of course, Filipinos, we love watching television. So I really believe that online is the way to go in terms of video.
Okay, so then you can really see the potential, especially with our viewers who are aspiring business owners and entrepreneurs, how they can harness that power.
In fact, right now we're harnessing the power of video on social media. What you guys are doing now here, I think this is the future of video on social media because right now Facebook is investing a lot on doing live videos.
Yes.
And that's why I'm so excited to be here because this is what it's going to be in the next few years to come.
Yes.
Doing live videos on social media. And also people are watching a lot of videos on YouTube.
Yes.
And I'm predicting that Snapchat is a sleeping dragon in terms of video on social media. The younger people, the younger demographic. I'm not part of that.
I were included. No.
Thank you for saying that. But the younger demographic, they're all watching videos on Snapchat and on Instagram.
Yeah.
So those are like the sleeping dragons of social media nowadays.
Okay, so how do we harness that power, as you say?
Well, first we have to be authentic.
Okay.
And we have to tell a good story on social media. And we have to connect to the viewer. It's not about cash burn in terms of boosting. It's whether or not you connect to the viewer. Your content connects to the viewer. And that's very crucial. Because video on mobile is a very intimate thing. Usually when you're watching video on your mobile phone, it's just you and a small screen in front of you. It's very intimate. And you have that opportunity to really capture that user's attention for that amount of time.
Yes.
So you have the opportunity there to really say your message, tell a story, or have a call to action for them, whether or not to go to your website or to sell a product or to create an awareness.
Yes, yeah. And you really need to grab that attention right away, especially for you just swipe up like that. If I don't get interested in 3 seconds, I'm not going to continue watching.
In fact, we in Yahoo before, we have a rule that we don't even count the first few seconds of a video. We count the time spent on a video to determine if people are actually watching our videos. And that's very crucial. The first few seconds of your video on social media is it's all about the first few seconds. A lot of people, when they're not interested in the first few seconds of your video, they bounce out of your page or they don't watch your video. So you have to capture their attention. Also, people always get this question, how long should the video be on social media?
Does it depend on the platform that you're using?
Yes, it depends on the platform. But for me, as long as the video is interesting, you can go for it.
Okay.
It can be as short. I've done videos as quick as 10 seconds to as long as like 20 minutes. My advice is make the video, the running time of the video, as long as it's interesting, as long as you still have the attention of your market.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. Don't be so constricted about
Yeah.
time constraints. As long as you're doing a good quality video, then it doesn't matter how long it's going to be.
Yes, and I'm so happy that we're talking about video because also nothing cheapens video than a bad audio. So please be
Oh,
mindful
okay.
also of the
Yes.
audio. One of my pet peeves on social media is you do a Facebook Live and you don't even hear what people are saying.
Yeah.
So, you know, unfortunately, not a lot of mobile phones are equipped to take in audio. So I recommend for people to invest equipment to capture good audio
Yes.
for their videos on social
Even
media.
just the little microphone that you
Yeah.
have, you can buy that online, or even the some headphones now that have the attachable microphone.
the microphone. So yeah, so your message is clear, and for the viewer, they will get what you're saying.
Okay, so we learned that you need to have good content.
Yes.
Grab the attention of your viewer within the first few seconds.
Yes.
And also to invest in good audio equipment.
Yeah.
Yes. What's some other tips that you can give about how to give a good quality video?
Well, for good quality video, it's usually when people ask me, what kind of camera do I use? You know
yes.
what? Right now, even iPhone videos, some movies that are shown in Cannes Film Festival are shot on iPhone.
Really?
Yeah.
International film
International
festivals.
films.
Wow,
Some
okay.
of the films now are shot on iPhone. One of the movies that I can say on top of my head is Tangerine. It opened in Cannes Film Festival. Shot on iPhone.
Wow.
So it's not really about the cost of the camera, but it's about the message and the story that you are telling. So a lot of the mobile phones now have really great cameras.
Yes, oh yeah.
So you can use that. It's not really about the cost of the camera, but the story or the message. Yes.
And I think that's the most important tip that we have for learning to harness that power. It's all about the message and the quality video. Yeah.
A good story on social media is a piece of content that connects with the viewers. And this piece of content must make people think, they must make people feel something, or it must spark a conversation. And that is not easy. With the decreasing attention span of the viewers, it is a tough job of content creators to tell a good story that will jump out of the clutter.
As you saw from the video, that is one of the classes that you teach, Jason Dumantay, at the Ateneo Business Resource Center.
Yes.
So we learned about what makes a good story and things like that. So from your class and your experience, what does make a good story?
You know, what makes a good story is usually when we watch a movie, there's always a setup and then a climax, a denouement. But in social media, there's no rules actually. You can go crazy in telling a story as long as you have authenticity in it. You have a truth and a heart in the video. A lot of the videos, usually the common mistake on social media is that they create video just to sell.
Yes.
There's no heart, there's no idea to what the video is about. And people will get that.
Yes.
People will know if you're trying to sell them this. So what I really recommend is to really position yourself as a product or a person who has helped them achieve their goals, and your viewer will be the hero, and you are the person who helped your hero
Yes.
achieve their goals.
So it's not just enough about pushing your own idea. You really have to listen to what the viewer is
Yes,
thinking.
one of the things that companies usually they don't see is that there's a term called malasakit in the Philippines.
Yes.
And you have to think of your audience. What value can I give to my viewer with this video? Usually because people ask, what's in it for me? What can I learn from it? Will I be entertained? Will it help me achieve my goals?
Yes.
So you have to give value to that viewer. And in social media is different from digital marketing because you have to establish a relationship with that viewer,
Yes.
which is different from just selling. A relationship means there's a connection, there's an engagement with your market. And that is why sometimes vanity metrics doesn't work on social media, because even though you have millions of followers, if they're not engaged, if they're not watching your videos,
Yeah, that's true.
if they're not sharing your content, then it doesn't even matter. You're just wasting your time and your effort.
So how do you listen to your viewer? How do you know? How do you use their input into and applying that to your videos?
Actually, one of the classes that we teach in Ateneo Business Resource Center is the art of social listening. It is about listening to what people are saying about your brand, your company name, or anything that's related to your campaign. And with that listening comes doing some action. People are telling you ideas or what they feel about your video, your content via the metrics like the bounce rate if they don't like it. If they share the video, that's a good sign that they love the video.
Okay, good, yeah.
If they watch the video up until the end, it's a good sign. Or if they spend a lot of time on your page, people are saying that to you via these metrics.
Yes.
And one of the things I teach is that how to use these metrics to help you with your campaign. Do you need to pivot? For example, if you notice that people are not watching the video, maybe it's not working, so you have to pivot along the way. Plus, if it's working, then you have to continue what's working for your campaign.
Yeah.
So you have to listen to what people are saying. Also, you have to, sometimes they give comments about your brand, and you have to look at the keywords. What are for example, if you're a hotel brand,
Yes.
and they're looking for great service, usually their comments are service, food, accommodation, rates, prices. So you
Yes.
have to look at those keywords, and you will gather insights based on what people are commenting or saying on social media.
Yeah.
So, that's the art of social listening. Plus, you have to have action towards it. It's not enough that you get all of these numbers, all of this insight, and not doing anything about it.
Yeah, well, for me personally, when I see all of those metrics, it's a little overwhelming. I mean, to see that how long someone watched, 3 seconds, 5 minutes, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do with all of that information?
Yeah, in fact, a lot of the people who started social media campaigns, they're really overwhelmed with
Yes.
a lot of metrics. But what I recommend is use the metrics that matters to your brand or to your campaign.
Oh, okay. I don't need all that
You
information.
don't need all of that information. You have to select what really matters. Do I need the number of people who actually click on my site? Do I need the number of people who actually watch the videos? Do I need the number of people who registered or voted for my campaign? Those are the metrics that matter.
Yes.
So, it will save you a lot of time.
Yeah, okay, good. At least now I know that I don't need to study every age bracket, every country, things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the art of social listening.
Yes, that's the art of social listening. And it gives you awareness about the effectivity of your campaign. Plus, it gives you, you get to step into the shoes of your viewer. Have empathy for them.
Yes.
So it's a concept that I really recommend for people to listen to their viewers.
Yes.
There's a lot of, issues in social media about tone deaf campaigns.
Oh, yeah.
And they're offended. I think with those comments, in social media, it's we're walking a thin line between
Yes.
offending a lot of people. So you have to listen to your viewer. What do they stand for?
Yeah.
And walk into their shoes. I think that's very important.
Yeah, because sometimes when you're thinking of an idea, you think it's great. You're in a closed room of all 5 of you thinking this is a great idea, and then you show the video, and apparently it's slightly racist or
Yeah.
slightly offensive, and you wouldn't have known until you actually put it out there. Yeah.
For example, a lot of the concerns by people is that I already put a content that offended a lot of people. What do I do?
Yeah. How
And
do I
so
bounce back from that?
yeah, you know what? In social media, the funny thing is that people doesn't actually remember how you stumbled, but how you recovered from it.
Oh,
You can
okay.
actually recover
Yes.
from a boob on social media. I'm telling you, during my time in Yahoo Southeast Asia, I do on-camera work, and I
Yes.
received a lot of comments, about me personally.
Okay.
So what do I do with it? And then I decided, okay, I can make fun of myself.
Yes.
I can rise above it. So it's really your call, but you actually have a hand on how to handle crisis on social media. Everyone's not necessarily a victim. You can actually put out a statement. You can actually apologize sincerely.
Yes.
You can actually make action to rectify your mistake.
Yes.
So in social media, it's a two-way street.
But I think the most important cue is that you have to react instead of doing nothing. You've already offended your audience.
React fast as well.
Yes,
You
yes.
have to react fast. In fact, time is of the essence of social
Yes.
media. You have to react fast and act quickly.
Yes.
So people will know that you're doing something to rectify a
Yes.
situation.
And that's all part of the art of social listening.
Yes. An effective call to action in social media must be first, it must be related or intrinsically connected to the campaign messaging. Number two, it must be easy to do. You must think of the user experience of your audiences. Number three, your call to action must support the marketing objectives of your company.
So we learn what is an effective call to action. So how can we know how to do that?
Well, in having an effective call to action, first, it's part of the formulating a social media strategy. So you have to know what's your message, what do you want to get out of this campaign, and then after you've gave them a good story, now what?
Yes.
So you have to have a call to action. Do
Okay.
you want them to check out your website? Do you want them to have an awareness? Do you want them to register for a particular promo? Do you want them to fight or vote for this campaign? So you now have an opportunity to drive that attention into something that benefits your brand
Yes.
or your company. So that's an effective call to action. Usually, and when doing an effective call to action, don't make it too hard for the
Okay.
viewer. Don't make them like fill out too many forms.
Oh,
and then
okay, I see.
So do not do that.
Yeah.
It should be easy for them to do. Remember, social media, usually people use social media via their mobile phones. And, they're probably on transit or they're going somewhere else or they have a few minutes of their time.
Yes.
So make the call to action easy
Okay.
for the viewers.
It needs to be very obvious to them what they're gonna do.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Make
Yeah.
it obvious. And so you will have now a metric to determine if your video on social media is effective.
Okay, so once I find out and I make it so obvious for them what to do, and if it's working, do I continue to do that?
Yes. There's a lot of good practices that we
Okay.
can learn out of our own campaigns on social media. And you know what? For me, there's no cookie cutter way of making a successful social media campaign because audiences are different. Your audience may be different from my audience. A
Yes.
brand, even brands, even though they're similar, they must have different target markets. So the
okay.
behavior of a market A, for example, is different from the behavior of market B.
Yes.
So they will act differently. So
Yeah.
you can get insights based from the behavior of your market as well as the effectivity of your campaigns towards this market.
Okay, so for example, Daily Insight, we have a really wide market.
Yeah.
We have professionals, aspiring business owners, students, and they're all looking for advice for their particular market. So for example, what's some advice that we can tell those different viewers who are watching now?
Well, before I give advice, usually the question that I ask is, how do I make a viral video?
Oh yes,
Yes.
I want to, what is the secret?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer for it
Okay.
because I don't recommend for people to make virality because virality is a result. It's not the end goal. The end goal should be to connect to your viewers,
Yes.
to engage them, or for them to do a call to action. Virality can be a result. It's like wishing to win the lottery.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not gonna happen. So, and not all of your videos will be viral.
Yeah,
quote
that's
unquote.
true.
So, my advice is create content that will connect to your viewer.
Okay.
What is relevant to them, and also ask yourself when you're doing the story, when you're crafting the campaign, am I? Is it true? Is it? Do I relate to this story? Ask yourself first.
Yeah.
Because I think on a very basic level, we're all human beings. We have emotions. If it doesn't connect to you, that it won't probably connect to your viewer.
Yeah.
This is a very good metric. Also, try to, when you put out the video out there, look at the term that I coined, the moment of first impact. Look at the behavior of your market the first time they've seen your content.
Okay.
Because that's very telling on the next messages they're going to tell. Do they react positively or negatively to the moment of the first time they've seen your content? So it will give you a lot of insights on that. As well as, the good thing about social media is that it's very quantifiable every step of the way.
Yes.
So they can pivot anytime they need to.
You can make adjustments here and there to correct or to improve what you're doing.
Yes, and always think about your audience first before creating a strategy. Yes.
Okay, so for the ones that are watching now, we have a lot of people who are aspiring entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So what's some advice for those who are wanting to start their businesses in creating the harnessing the power of video for their social media? What can we tell them?
First, know your brand story and tell your brand story. And my recommendation is when you create a video content for social media, don't make your brand as the hero. Be the one who help your audience achieve their goals or be better. So make sure your audience is always the hero of your video content. Plus, it's usually when entrepreneurs, they're not used to going on camera.
Yes.
But for me, the best ambassador of a brand are the people inside the company. And so in fact, people, there's a survey by Hootsuite that says that they will believe the employees, the ambassadors of the company, more than endorsers.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So make sure that your employees are also your ambassadors. Plus, make your content, make sure that your content will relate to a lot of people, so people will be encouraged to share them to their friends. And again, I'm going back to the survey, the trust survey. People will believe their family and friends more than any endorser out there.
Wow, really important information. And for things that I didn't even know. Yeah. I always thought you needed like a big budget for production. You needed to hire beautiful actors and actresses.
Yes, you know what? The Philippine market is very tricky because usually studies in Silicon Valley says that influencers doesn't work, but Philippines is a celebrity obsessed country.
Yes, we are.
We follow everything that our favorite stars do, so it's different for us.
Okay.
But you have to have your endorser must have a connection with your brand, because people will know if the endorser or your influencer doesn't have a connection to your brand or your campaign.
Yeah, it's somehow it can just be seen innately in how they present the product and their enthusiasm about talking about it. So it's very important to get people who really love your product or love your service. Yeah. What about for students who want to do a good video? What should they do?
Well, for students, first is create content about your passions, about who you are. Usually, my analogy for social media for students is it's like the extension of their personality. So make sure that you try to translate what your passions are in life towards the content that you create or share on social media. A tip for you guys out there, usually recruiters look at your social media accounts, like LinkedIn accounts, Facebook accounts, when they're into the hiring process. So make sure that the content that you put out there represents who you are as a person.
Yes. So make sure to clean up whatever you need to clean up.
A lot of the young people nowadays actually want to be influencers themselves.
Yes.
So what the advice I can give to them is that they must create content that show how their passions are in life, and they must be able to transform themselves into thought leaders into their passions.
Yes.
That way they will have an organic following. The people who follow them because they know that this person is an expert in the subject matter.
Yeah.
So
Well, a lot of good tips. So many things I've learned, even though,
Thank you.
whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a student, all of these things apply because social media, video really now is the trend.
Yes.
The way things are moving in the industry.
In fact, it's going to be the trend for a few years to come.
Yes.
And besides Facebook and YouTube, we have to be again on the lookout for Snapchat
Yes.
and Instagram because the young people, the teens nowadays, are onto those platforms and they love the content on Snapchat and social and Instagram.
Yes, I'm actually very addicted to that as well. So I'm
But
really that
users are,
demographic. Okay, so if people want to know more, Jason, you have so much advice that you can give. How can they learn more about the things that you're teaching?
Well, I would like to invite people to attend our class or for the public in Ateneo Business Resource Center. We're open to the public on May 12, May 19, May 26. And I teach them how to create content for digital, how to formulate a social media strategy, and also the art of social listening. So it's a 3-day class from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in Ateneo de Manila, Katipunan campus. So, and plus, my class is full of workshops
Yes.
and activities, and I bring in a lot of guest speakers who are, experts in their subject matter. So I'm sure it will be fun. We've been doing it for more than 2 years now.
Wow,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you, thank
Yes.
you. And I'm actually inspired by the feedback by my students in Ateneo, and that's why we continue to do the class not just for the students but also for the public.
Okay, well, very interesting. So for those of you who really want to harness the power of video in social media, you have this opportunity to invest in skills and improve in the things that you do for your industry. So thank you again, Jason. We learned
you.
so much
Thank
from
you,
this
Randy.
interview.
Thank
I'm
you.
already going to apply some of those things in my own videos and things like that. So we hope that you enjoyed this episode. We'd also like to invite you to the Arena Weekend Market. Join us every Saturday and Sunday for fitness and for fun, and visit our newest attraction, The Garden, open every day. Also, thank you to our sponsor, Vandara Spa, Cafe, and Fashion Hub. So these are mornings filled with meaningful business talk. I'm Randy Bernardino, and this is Daily Insight.